everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Sarah here and I am out today on, you might be able to see over my shoulder, the new Harley Davidson Sportster S. I did have the chance to take this bike out a couple of weeks ago now, and the weather was horrendous that day and the footage that I took was a bit, it wasn't that great, it wasn't shareable. I'll maybe pop it in here to let you guys see exactly what I mean by that. Okay, so that's the first little jaunt along the motorway. So far so good. It is a really windy day today, so I'm not too sure if audio on the motorway is going to be a good idea. So I'm now in rain mode, so we'll see what rain mode is like for a little bit on this really wet country road and see if that helps in my confidence on this twisty that we're going back on. Wow, even rain mode, it's like go go go, holy moly. One thing I'm going to say though, I think that my back is going to be wet and dirty by the time I get home or back to the dealer, because I think that little fender on the back is doing absolutely nothing in this weather. I mean, it's there for looks though, isn't it? Wow, that was new for me on a test ride. Now that West Coast Harley Davidson have got their demonstrator in, I asked if I could take it out to get a better feel for the Sportster S. So here we are. It's a Saturday morning, the weather is holding as we speak, so hence why I've stopped to do this just now. I'm going to show you around the bike and then jump on it and head out for a little ride and see what we think. So here it is everybody, Harley Davidson Sportster S. It's got forward controls on it. This bike arrived into West Coast Harley Davidson just in the last few days, available for test rides. So if you are in the area and you are looking to have a test ride, then give them a little shout. I'll pop their details in the description down below to let you guys contact them if it's something that you're interested in. I have got this bike out today for a little over an hour and I'm going to take on a little ride to see, as I've said, what it's like, but I'm just going to give you a little walk around of it first. It's a nice looking bike. Obviously it's a bit dirty right now. However, it is quite a sports style bike with the higher up exhausts. It has got the 1250T Revolution Max engine in it, just like the Pan America, but obviously just tuned a little bit differently than the Pan America in terms of your torque and all that kind of thing. Adjustable suspension, which Bruce at the dealership has adjusted today and has said that it could be adjusted further depending on how I wanted it, but we've just left it as it is for now. And we've got the lovely setup here on the handlebars that you just pop this here to start it up, and brings up the fabulous LED screen that will show you your speed, your rev limiter, rev counter, your gear that you're in, and then you can use these buttons at the side to be able to go through the menu. So for example, if you've got a Bluetooth device, you can connect it to here and then use your navigation app or the HD app for navigation, which I'm not going to do today. You then push that button, you've got music, you've got the bike kind of stats, tyre pressure, temperature, voltage of battery. You can hit the button for diagnostics, things like that. You've got your settings, which will give you your ride customization, ride modes, so rain, road, sport, custom A or custom B. So if you've maybe got two people riding this bike, like perhaps Gareth and I, and we like to ride differently, like our style of riding is different, we could customise a mode each for our style of riding. So that's quite a clever thing there in itself. And then home will always take you back to the beginning. So that's just a brief kind of overview of it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump on the bike and go for a little ride while the roads around here are quiet. This is the Hillington area of Glasgow that West Coast Harley Davidson is situated in, and I've just came into the car park here on the industrial estate just to get myself accustomed to this bike. So let's get helmeted up and let's go on the road. Okay, so here we are, we're back on the bike, we've got it started, kickstands are up, and let's get moving. We'll just adjust these a little bit first, I think, because I can't quite see that great. Make sure we're all sorted. There we are, that should be fine. Right, let's get moving. It's the end of the day. No point in having a bike out for a test ride if you're not going to get out and ride it. It's very responsive. I need to be fully aware that there are brand new tyres on this motorcycle as well. It's very responsive. It's a different riding position to what I'm used to, but it's okay. I am currently just in road mode and it pulls away really good, just in road mode. It certainly handles really nicely. What I did find the last time when I rode this bike was I wasn't that comfortable going round corners, roundabouts, things like that, like tighter bends and things. So we'll see how we feel today, if we feel a bit better on it today. A bit more now that we've had a rough idea of what the bike is like. Oh yeah, now that I know. It definitely feels a lot nicer than the last time I rode it, if I'm being completely honest, in terms of cornering. And I love the power, how it just pulls away so nice and quickly, smoothly too. I definitely think if you just have a little tiny short ride on this bike, that once you get a better feel for it, that you would like it a lot more. So that's how I'm feeling right now with it, is that I'm feeling certainly a lot more comfortable than what I did the last time in terms of cornering. I've rode a little, maybe a mile or so from where I first started to show you guys the bike today. I did that just so that I could get an idea and a feel for the bike. It was also a little busy bit, and it still is around here, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be showing the best of views and the smoothest of roads today. The roads around here are not the smoothest, they are also wet, and I have brand new tyres on, and there are a lot of leaves on the road as well from the weather we've had the last few days. But to be honest, I feel that that is quite a good combination of things to test ride a new bike, and a lot of people might think to themselves that that's a crazy statement to make. However, I sat all my lessons for my motorcycle licence in the winter in the horrible weather, and I do certainly feel like it made me that bit more of a confident rider compared to maybe what I would have been if I had sat my test and things in the bone dry sunshine weather and that's all I knew. Because by being in this kind of weather, it certainly geared me up for any possibility. Now I can know that if I get out on the open road on a nice dry sunny day and it starts to get a little bit wet and stuff, I'm not going to panic because I'm not used to that kind of weather. I can handle it easily. I believe I'm the first person to have this bike out on a demo ride, which is nice. So yeah, first impressions, or I'm saying first impressions, I should really be saying it's first impressions of this motorcycle on my own. Riding out on my own without anyone else being with me to kind of guide me on where I'm going and things. Which I'm liking the freedom of being able to test ride it at my own pace, because I feel like I need that. Sometimes the pressure of keeping up with other people that you don't know and you don't know what their riding capabilities are or their riding style is can be quite off-putting, for me anyway, personally, on a test ride. So I'm really grateful to get out on it today, and I'm so grateful that the rain is managing to hold off, because the last few days have been horrendous. The gears are certainly very easy to go up and down. I'm finding that. It's forward controls on this motorcycle, and they are comfortable. So the out this way is actually Glasgow Airport, Paisley kind of way. So we're just going to head out this way. I might turn and go back the way I've just came, but we'll see. We'll see what I do. I do think I'm going to have to anyway. Well, Paisley and Glasgow Airport, okay. There's a plane there about to take off maybe. Wish I was on that plane. So here we are, guys. I have rode the bike for another few miles along the road now, just to get a better idea of what the bike is like, a better feel for it. And I definitely say I'm starting to get used to a little bit more. The only thing I'm not really getting used to is the gear selector. I'm finding it a bit more awkward to be able to select gears and change up and down gears. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just my own seating position on the bike that I'm finding it a little bit tougher to get up and down the gears. But I mean, that's not like a deal breaker. It's not a negative thing. It's just something that I would need to get used to. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, the bike is a lovely bike to ride. Again, it is just a case of getting used to it, which I do think that I am. What I am finding I'm doing quite a bit is this little lever here. I don't know if you can see me pointing to it. This little lever here is for the lights, like to put on full beam or to like flash at someone ahead or whatever it may be. I'm bumping it quite a lot, so I'm finding myself having to check back in with myself that I'm not got my lights on full beam for people. So that is certainly one thing I'm having to be really careful of and really aware of. But other than that, it's certainly becoming quite an enjoyable ride, and this is what I needed to do, was to get out on this motorcycle for a longer period of time by myself, where I can pull over, you know, have a little look around it, get comfortable on it, going at my own pace, and it wasn't that I was ever put under any pressure to keep up with anyone in front, and in fact I was specifically told if I was further back than others that they would wait for me, which is lovely. But it just become me and my own mind. Do you know, it was getting overcoming that in my own head, that's what I needed to do, that I needed to just let go and say, listen, you're fine, you can go slower, you can take things at your own pace, and really learn how to ride this bike. And I definitely think that that's what this morning has allowed me to do, is to learn the bike and how it rides and runs, what it's like to put into sharper corners, roundabouts, just ride it about day to day around the area. And I'm glad I've had the opportunity to give it another try, because if I had just went off of the first try, then it would have been completely written off for me. There will be a lot of people that will love this bike. I have no doubt about that at all. I definitely think there is going to be people who this will be right up their street. All the modern touches that it has is wonderful. The option for sat nav, the option for sat nav, the rider modes, you know, the custom modes, the sport, road and rain. They're all brilliant additions to Harley Davidson's motorcycles. I definitely think that. The ability with such a small bike to have sat nav on it is great as well. It doesn't sound like a Harley Davidson for me. That's one of my only things. It doesn't have that same kind of potato noise that people associate with Harley Davidson. However, they are certainly moving with the more modern times and things, and I get that. I get the reason for that. Hopefully soon we'll be able to share with you guys what we do decide to do in terms of our new motorcycle. It is something that we've been talking about quite a lot this year, and we're now getting to that point now. We've finally got a better test ride on this one. It's definitely something that we are hoping to make a decision on very, very soon, especially the way the car and bike market is going in the UK at the moment. You need to have your order in quite quickly, I think, for your motorcycles for next year. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting until the end of the year again before you're going to be able to get it by the looks of it. So it's definitely something we need to make our minds up on quite soon. And I'm hoping that that'll be in a future video for you guys. So thank you so much if you have watched to this point. I'm going to sign off for now. Please stay tuned if you want to find out what bike we eventually decide to go for, the Indian or the Harley. It's going to take a lot for us to move away from Harley Davidson for our new bike. So it will be interesting if we do decide to go down that route, but an exciting one at the same time. So thank you all again. Take care. Ride safe if you're doing so, and we will speak to you all in the next video. Thanks guys.